In this episode, we are going to take a look at G.I. Joe's Resident Ranger in classified form. So, stick around. Dorks and Dorkettes, and welcome to It Came From My Side of the Laundry Room. My name is Rob, and in this episode we will be unboxing, playing with, and reviewing G.I. Joe Classified's Beachhead. Or I should say, more specifically, Wayne Beachhead Sneeden. We run into that same problem that we did with Barbecue, where they have to include the character's full name, I guess, to get around some copyright shenanigans. Which I think is really sad, because probably Hasbro initially had Beachhead copyrighted. Maybe it somehow drifted away over the years, and now they have to name their characters this to get around that, or I don't know, some type of mumbo jumbo. But I mean, he'll just be Beachhead to me. I mean, Wayne Sneeden, yes, that's his real name, and yes, that's part of the lore. But it just doesn't roll off the tongue like Beachhead, so yeah. Anyway, Beachhead has been one of my favorite characters ever since I was a kid, and I'm really excited to see how he stacks up in the classified 6-inch format. So, without further ado, let's get to unboxing. Yo, Joe! Okay, folks, here we go. Here is Beachhead G.I. Joe classified format. So it's 6 inches, and yeah, I can't say that I have run into a bad classified figure yet. The only problem I've ever had with the classified figures was finding them. And as you can see from the package art, this is the elusive Cobra Island Target exclusive. Yeah. When this first came out and you could pre-order it, I was right there at 9 o'clock when they said pre-orders were going to go live, and one of those things where the website gets all wonky and goes down, and yeah, long story short, within 5 minutes, sold out. Yeah, not a fan of that way of doing things. But I was happy that Target over the summer had a fan fest or whatever, and they re-released these figures. That's how I was able to get Firefly and how I was able to get Beachhead. Unfortunately, somewhere along the line, Santa intercepted him, and I had to wait until Christmas morning to get my hands on him. But that's cool. I'm still happy to have him. A little bit late, so I apologize that this is a review that's probably been done 100 times by so many better YouTubers than me, but I had to do it. I just think it's so fun to open these and share the experience with all of you, and yeah, let's get to it. So first thing, let's look at the package art here, and we have a pretty awesome picture of Beachhead here running up the beach, has some palm trees in the background. Very nice. I really like that aesthetic, if you want to call it that. Looks super awesome. We can see this is number 10 in the collection, but I don't give that any stock because I get what I can get, and I'm not collecting them in order. So here we go. Another nice picture of Beachhead. Very clean. For some reason, I get an anime type of look with this picture. I guess because of how clean and the color palette is, but we can see the Terror Dome behind him, because it's Cobra Island, and we got the palm trees here, and yeah, it really fits with the whole Cobra Island motif, like he's storming the beach to get to them. As usual, we have the map, and I guess Beachhead is probably, landed on one of these little peninsulas or something and is going in to attack. And always an added bonus, we got some extra wrapping paper, so takes me back.
Of course, we have the symbols, and I have yet to look up what they mean. Everybody has shared where to find the information, but I just have more fun trying to guess what they are. So we have a lightning bolt, so maybe he's like the Flash and he's really fast. He carries a lot of ammo. He is death incarnate, and he likes to work on things at his blacksmith shop. So anyway, like we said, Wayne Beachhead Sneeden. So let's open them up, and this is the part of the episode where it gets loud, so I apologize. And this is also the part where I say I'm using a new camera setup, so please deal with me as I am learning my way around how to do this the best way I can. So let us peel the tape back. And I know this is the boring stuff that I should cut out of the episode, but I want to give everybody the realistic experience of what to deal with if you ever get this toy, or it's something you can relate to when you got this toy. So either way, I just want to give the realest review possible. And sometimes that makes the episodes run long, and I apologize for that. But here he is on his blister card, or however you call it. So let's pop out his accessories first. First, we'll go with his beret. So we'll put that there. His backpack, which reminds me so much of the original. I mean, down to like this part of it. And you know, it's funny. I see this looks like probably like an RPG type of rocket attachment, but I always thought it was an umbrella on the original toy. We have some arrows. I mean, look at the details. You can see the clips to the backpack. Like I said, you can see the arrows. I'm not sure what this is. Maybe it's explosives or something. We got these pouches, but looks great. I mean, we have this line here, so I guess this is like a CB radio. Maybe this is like one of those fold-out satellite dish type things for like a, sat radio? But it kind of looks like an RPG type of rocket that you can put onto a barrel of a gun to launch. Sorry for a little bit of blurriness there. Like I said, still trying to learn my way around this camera, but I think all in all, it works a little bit better than what I did have. Here we have a crossbow, and I will assume this goes onto the backpack because his original backpack had a crossbow molded into it. How's it go in there? I don't want to break it like I did with the Stalker. Does it just go in like this? I'll take a look at that a little bit closer in a second. We have this machine gun that, to be honest, this looks like, you know, when the first wave of classified figures came out, they had a very high-tech way about them. This looks like they're crossing a little bit with the high-tech. You know, it's got the weird laser gun barrel, has like this high-tech range-finding scope on it. But it almost seems like, oh, the clip doesn't come out, like they're just starting to blur the lines a little bit from high-tech to realistic. But I'm not the biggest fan of this gun, and I have a replacement, which I will pull out in a bit. I mean, this looks pretty realistic. I don't know why the handguns are okay to be realistic looking, but not the rifles. I mean, kind of looks like a real streamlined type of Glock. So we'll put that there. And we have this awesome knife. A bit bent from being in the package, but awesome looking Bowie knife. So we'll put that there. And now for Beachhead himself. So get that out of here. Here we go. Again, great expression on the face. Looks determined, looks a little bit cocky, looks great. Now, and a lot of these first wave-esque Joes had this little, I guess their computer emblem type of thing. But the original Beachhead had his beret like tucked in up here on the shoulder, which was like a neat splash of color. He had camouflage pants. These are just brown, but they look good. Has like a real low boot knife sheath here with really loose straps to it. But it itself is pretty snug, I guess because this bottom one is securing it more than these two loose ones. Like a lot of the original Joe figures, he comes with like extra heavy duty shin guards, knee guards. Here he has some, looks like extra clips. His handgun holster, again with straps here. And this really heavy vest that actually fits. I mean, he had a vest on the original figure. He had like a bunch of clips for his submachine gun here on his chest. So they did away with that, but look at the detail. I mean, these clips look great. The texture on his like Ranger sweater looks good. Has pouch here. Has the, I don't know, it was like a nylon on Ranger sweaters. So that does that very well. Yet again, Ranger sweaters, like I mentioned about the jungle combat boots, were all the rage in the Army surplus store when I was growing up. I had one for a short bit, never wore it. It was super warm and very snug fitting. And when you grew up a husky lad such as myself, you don't like form-fitting things. So he looks great. This little bit of difference here on the face, you know, opposed to just having it straight detailed, you know, with these lines like a knit cap almost on the original figure, kind of looks nice. I kind of like that. And as usual, I show that these are super flexible, super articulated. But I always have problems getting them to stand. It would have been so nice if the classified line came with stands like the 25th anniversary figures did. I mean, of course, you can buy awesome figure stands nowadays, but it would have just been nice to have those like personalized stands like they came with. And he's not going to want to stand up for me. But we will try our hand at that a little bit later. Once we get them all suited up for combat. So, let's put his knife in the sheath. Very nice. Goes all the way in. Some of the other ones we had problems with them getting hung up, but that one went in smoothly. Wish there was a way to take these off and move them somewhere else. It would be cool if he just had his knife on his side or something. So let us put the pistol in the holster here. Fits very nice. Looks good in the green with the rest of his uniform. And now let us... Can you please stand? Please stand. Yeah, I wonder how hard it would be to make old school stands for these. Yeah, and also a trait of the first wave of the classified are these like chunky gloves. Like sap gloves, like either armored or they got weights in them to knock the crap out of Cobra. Okay, I'm wasting time trying to get them to stand up. So we will just... I don't want to lean them over or lay them down or anything. Come on, dude. Anyway. What is the deal? I don't think I've had this much trouble getting any of them to stand like this. Is it the weight of his vest? I mean, he keeps wanting to fall backwards. Sometimes you gotta be a little rough. Stand up. Come on, you were the drill sergeant training the rookies in the movie. Come on. Have a backbone here. Anyway, let us play with this crossbow thing a little bit. I mean, here, let me bring it into focus. I mean, it looks like it should go in there. And it definitely doesn't fit like this, does it? I mean, maybe it does fit in like this. But it looks deep in there. See, it looks like there's a post or a hole that this grip would go into. But like I said, I don't want to break it. I mean, we just had an issue with that with the Stalker figure in my Fistful of Joe's episode for this month. So maybe it just goes in like this, which I think is kind of weird with the handle out like that. I guess that's how we will be doing it. But like I said, that looks like it's deep enough for the handle to go in. But maybe it's not. Because look, it looks like the hole there. And there's a little notch for like where the trigger guard would go in. But again, I don't want to break it. Oh. There we go. Unfortunately, it looks like I put a little bit of stress damage on the back here. See that? Anyway, I'm just going to put this to the side and I will consult the online peeps and see what pictures I can see with how they do it. But Here, we can put his beret on. That's kind of cool. Looks pretty good, actually. I'm not going to display him like this. I mean, this is the OG Beachhead I will be displaying. And here is his gun that he came with. Yeah, look at that. More stress marks because his hand's so freaking big or tight. Okay, I'm just going to give him the substitute gun that came with Alpha Commando Snake Eyes. For some reason, I like this submachine gun. It's nothing like his original one, but for some reason, I feel like it is a little bit more true to form. And it feels a lot more sturdy than the green one. I don't know if it's because of the plastic they used or what, but it just has a lot more give to it than this gun does. So let's try to put his finger in the trigger. Yeah, that is, I mean, I have only small gripes with the classified figures, and the hands are definitely one of them. So I am, and I apologize again for how long these episodes run, but I'll get into that at another time. We'll talk about that. But like I said, I'm just giving you the real life experience. Maybe I'm dumb. Maybe you guys have experienced some of these issues as well. Excuse me. Yeah. I also wish, like a lot of collectors' figures nowadays, because we know these kids aren't playing with these. I mean, if they are, it's because their parents collect them. But a lot of collectible figures nowadays come with extra hands and stuff. See, that looks pretty good. I dig that. If only he would stand. I mean, I'll definitely get him to stand when I display him, because if I have to, I'll lean him against something. Or I will have him kneeling. Which even that is a chore. I mean, I love when Hasbro sends out their promotional photos and they have them in these awesome poses and stuff, but then when you get it, you can't replicate it as easy. But then again, they are professional toy makers and toy photographers. Anyway, back to me.
Back to me. Yeah, I looked online and I saw the crossbow being displayed both ways in the backpack. Some had it out, some had it in, so I'm left more confused than when I started. I went with handle in, and unfortunately I don't regret that decision if the handle ever were to break. I don't think it will, because I'll treat it gingerly, and maybe I should just have him displayed with the crossbow. Him and Scarlet as a crossbow shooting duo, taking out Cobra troops on the beaches of Cobra Island. So, yeah, wish me luck. Hopefully it doesn't break like that Stalker backpack. What the heck? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you got something to say, please leave a comment. I love reading them, and I love getting back to everybody. And if you're new around here and you enjoyed this, or any of the episodes YouTube is recommending down here, please hit subscribe. And if you hit that little bell icon, you will be notified whenever there's a new episode. So anyway, until next time, thanks for watching. Keep being rad and stay dorky.